What's going on, guys? Your boy Maze. We're back with another video, and in today's video guys, be doing the updated PvP tier list for March of 2024 guys on Grand Cross. Hopping in here guys, we're gonna be going over the brand new Valentine's Diane and Chaos Arthur, and we actually do think they place on the PvP tier list. Now obviously the meta has changed a little bit guys, and this is what I had from last month in terms of the tier list and where I had the characters ranked. So we will actually be changing some of this stuff here on the tier list, and yeah, as we go through the characters here and cover what they're able to do, we're gonna update some of the characters on this list and actually move them up or move them down. So if you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. Definitely do appreciate all the support as per usual guys. If you want to check out the if you guys enjoy videos like this, man, definitely make sure to like and subscribe. And if you guys want to check out the PvE tier list as well, I'll link it in the description, as I will link the PvP tier list on the PvE's one's description as well, even though this one will be coming after the PvE one. So let's hop in here guys and let's go over the two new characters here. Alright guys, so we have the Messenger of Love Queen Diane, the Valentine's variant of Queen Diane here guys. She is a green attribute character. Now in terms of her skills and stuff, her first skill here is going to inflict pierce rate damage equal to 200% of attack on one enemy, and pierce rate is going to be triple the pierce rate increase on the actual substat, and as you guys can see, it goes from 200, 300, and 500% single target. Now for her second skill here guys, it's going to be Diamond Shield, which assumes a stance, which taunts enemies and decreases damage taken by 40% when attacked for 2 turns. And the taunt is obviously directing all damage to self, and this is a this is like a stance taunt, right? So rank 1, that's how it's gonna be. Rank 2, it's gonna make it so that when they attack into you with the stance, it's gonna deplete the ultimate move gauge of the enemy who used their skill by 1 orb, and you still have the taunt, and you have a damage taken by 50% is reduced instead of 40 now. And then on the rank 3 guys, it's going to be 2 gauge now and 60% damage reduction. Regardless of the rank though guys, it's always going to be 2 turns, which is something to definitely note, which is actually really good about this Diane. Alright, and moving on to her ultimate here guys, she's going to do Queen's Embrace, which is going to inflict quell damage equal to 380% of attack on all enemies, then heal HP of all allies by 3% of damage dealt, and quell is obviously damage dealt 5% per active stance on self, and this is at 1 out of 6. Moving on to her passive here guys. For her passive here, Shy Confession applies Symbol of Love on the hero at the start of the battle. While assuming a stance, the hero's HP related stats are increased by 20%, and when the hero's stance is removed, allies critical defense is increased by 30% for 2 turns. And in addition, when the hero uses a skill in PvE, all allies attack related stats are increased by 10% for 2 turns. The Symbol of Love is going to increase increase allies basic stats by 3% for each ally that takes damage from an enemy's skill, and limit up to 10 times. And then moving on to her Holy Relic guys, which, you know, obviously she had before the unit even came out, but this obviously does work for her. Increases all allies damage dealt by 30% for 2 turns when the hero assumes a stance. Alright guys, so for Valentine's Diane, in terms of where I'm actually going to place her, she is, in my opinion, on the main meta team for the Sins. Now, there is a bunch of variants, as you guys can see. Look at the options we have now for variants on Sins, guys. We have Transcendent Bond, King Melee, we have, you know, Merlin King Melee, we have Diane King Melee. Like, there's so many options now. That's the thing with Sin's team. I think it's just super, you know, super good. You know, having the shield instantly with this king, and then getting Diane in there to increase your basic stats every time you take hits as well. Going first, that is so strong. Even though Melee's not going to have his instant, you know, all creation on the turn 2, you're still going to be able to, you know, build up a ton of basic stats for the team and be super tanky so that no one's really going to die. And in my opinion, if I had to do like the best Sins team, I think it might be this. I think it might actually be these 4. It might actually be. And honestly, like, it's really any variant like this though guys. You could have Bond, King Melee, you could have Diane, you could have you could have Diane, you could have Merlin frontline, and then Escanor backline still, right, with Transcendent Bond. There are still so many options you can run, and I think that's the really good thing about the Sins team, is that they just have a lot of options. So I think Diane is going to be a really good character in that slot. I'm going to put her in the S tier, in the top of the meta guys, as she is a part of the really strong 7 Deadly Sins team in PvP. Alright guys, now moving on to the next character here, let's hop into Chaos Arthur and what he's actually able to do. Alright guys, we have Broken Balance Chaos Arthur here. Now in terms of what he's able to do in his kit, King of Chaos is his passive. Increase the basic stats of human allies by 5% for each human ally participating in the battle. Applies Call of Chaos on the hero if a human ally gains 1 orb in their ultimate move gauge by increasing the rank of, using, or moving a skill. In addition, Call of Chaos is removed if it has these stacks at the maximum number of times at the start of the ally's turn, applying Chaos Control on the hero for 2 turns. Chaos Control is pretty cool, by the way. Call of Chaos is going to be critical defense 10%, max HP plus 5%, stacks up to 4 times, and then Chaos Control itself is going to be taunting the enemy, max HP 30%, remove 2 debuffs from the hero, and additional damage equal to 25% of the hero's max HP when using skills. So he does gain HP scaling, guys, when he starts doing his attacks after he gains Chaos Control. Now, moving on to his first skill here, he has the Flash skill, which is going to inflict flash damage equal to 200% of attack on one enemy. Flash is going to be ×2 critical chance and ×2 damage against debuffed enemies. Now, this is a separate effect, so it's not like Aaron's skill where it needs to be both the debuffed enemies to get the ×2 crit chance and the ×2 damage for debuffed enemies. It is separate, so you always have the ×2 critical chance and you always have the ×2 damage dealt. Alright guys, now moving on to the second skill here, it's going to be the Wicked Bite skill, inflicts flood damage equal to 100% of attack on all enemies, then applies Seal of Darkness for 1 turn. Flood is obviously going to be 0.8% additional damage for every percent of remaining HP on self. Seal of Darkness is going to restrict recovery related stats, and damage dealt with all target attacks from the enemy is going to be -30%. Now the scaling on this is actually going to go up from 100 to 150 to 250, and then on the rank 3 it's actually going to be 2 turns for the Seal of Darkness as well. And then moving on to his ultimate here, guys. For his ultimate Into the Chaos, applies Power of Chaos on all allies for 3 turns, inflicts sever damage equal to 550% of attack on all enemies while ignoring 50% of their critical defense, then applies 2 Call of Chaos effects on the hero. And this is bear in mind, guys, this is at 2 out of 6. If the hero is participating in the battle and has the Power of Chaos effect, the hero's damage dealt increases by 40% and the damage taken decreases by 30%. And for the Power of Chaos buff itself, all stats 7% and ultimate move damage taken -25%, with having the sever effect being ×3 critical chance increase. Alright guys, so that's going to be Chaos Arthur right there. Let's actually move over to the tier list here and we'll put him where I feel like he should be ranked. Alright guys, now in terms of where we're going to rank Chaos Arthur, I think it's kind of a given here, guys. We got to up the human team, man. We got to bring them all up. We got to bring them all up. Every single good human here we are bringing up on this tier list. Who else do we got? Okay, you know what I will do? I'll put the sub-meta variants. I'll put the other variants in this here. So Yuri will go here too. Actually, no, I feel like Yuri is on like the main options. Even Roxy could be too, though. Levi, I feel like is a flex option. Roxy is going up here too. This Roxy actually, I'm gonna move this one down. I'm gonna keep this one up here. And the main reason why I have it like this, guys, is because Chaos Arthur is so good in PvP. It's kind of insane, actually. You know, the human team, if you beat the Sins team in CC, you will win the match. Like, that's how strong this team can be. So you run like Chaos Arthur, you run LR Esper, you run Transcendent Bond, you can run Yuri on the team. Roxy backline, in my opinion, is the best human backline right now. And I think Festival of Zeldris can go up a tier as well, because he is still really good as a backline if you're running like the Yuri, Arthur, Transcendent Bond team, because then that doesn't mean you have to run a human backline. But when you're running like LR Escanor, that does mean you have to run a human backline, and I think Red Roxy is the best option. So yeah, humans, in my opinion, you could argue #1 team in the game, you could argue #2 team in the game. Regardless, I think humans are in the top of the meta. I think right now in the top of the meta, guys, I would have to say it's Sins and humans, and then kind of every other team after that, really, right? I think Goddesses did take a peg a little bit down, so I think what I might do, and Demons definitely going to drop down here. Not to say that they're bad or anything, but I think that they're just not in the top of the meta anymore. And honestly, we could move down all the Goddesses as well, guys. We honestly could. We honestly could at this point, because I think, you know, the kind of the situation we're in right now is that the 2 top meta teams are Sins and humans. And if you have Sins or humans, you run those 2 teams. If you have any other team, they're going to compete, but they're not going to be as crazy. So if I had to kind of rank the teams from this point on, it would be Sins or humans, #1 or #2. You can argue all you want. It's really up to you. So 1 or 2 for humans or Sins. And then I'd have Goddesses #3 solidified, though. I think they are still very, very good. And then I actually would put Unknown 4th, actually. So I actually will move up. And also Zahard got to come up here too, because he actually is good on the Unknown variant. So I actually will put these characters right here. I think Unknown team would be the next best team you can actually run, guys. And then from there on, it's like Demons and whatever other team else you could run at that point, right? So yeah, that's pretty much my thought process though on PvP meta right now, guys. and what's kind of changed. I mean, you know, humans are obviously like really strong right now, and yeah, with what they're able to do, if you can out CC the Sins team, which humans definitely can do, you know, you have a lot of CC. You have 77.5 with Arthur, you have 73 with Escanor, 71 with Bond, 70 with Yuri, 70 with Roxy. So you have a lot of characters that hit that 70k plus, you know, CC threshold. Whereas with Sins, it's kind of the same thing. It's like 71 with Bond, 71 with Merlin. You have 71 with Diane, 71 with King, and then 77.5 with Melly. That's give or take around the CC for each of them, right? With True Awakening. So yeah, that's pretty much my ranking though now, guys, for the PvP tier list. I don't think much else has changed though, in terms of the meta teams. I think other than that, Sins has still always been number 1, and then now humans are kind of fighting that number 1 slot with Sins though, right? So there's definitely a lot more kind of discussion now in terms of who would be the best team, but it's whichever team goes first. That's really what it's going to be at the end of the day, right? So it's really up to you guys on how you want to put it. But yeah, man, that is pretty much the updated tier list for PvP as of March 2024. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below of the teams that I have laid out here, and let me know what you guys have to say and where you would actually rank the 2 new characters with the Chaos Arthur and also the Diane, man. So guys, this first half of the year so far, I'm not gonna lie, has been a lot of good character releases in Grand Cross. I'm not gonna lie, man, they have been doing really good. So hopefully they keep up with all these really good character releases, and I'm definitely hoping for the best in terms of the new characters they're gonna release. So thank you guys for watching the video. I hope you guys did enjoy, and we'll see you guys on the next video, man. Peace out and have a good rest of your day, guys. See you later, man. Alright guys, so we're moving on to the final character here of the month. So it's only 2 characters this month, guys, in terms of new units. So we have Chaos Arthur here. Now let's actually open up the game here and let's talk about what he's able to do.